Thank you so much, wherever you're joining from. Good day to you. Today, we want to deal with a very hot topic uh, about how we can revolutionize software testing with AI to, boost productivity, speed, and quality. Like how AI is making a disruption across industries. We're excited about the possibilities here as well. To present this topic, today, first, I'll just go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Sairam Tagirala. I work as a product growth manager in BrowserStack, and I work on messaging and positioning of BrowserStack products as well as BrowserStack's test platform and AI. And I'm joined with Kriti, who's a product growth leader in BrowserStack. Kriti, if you could quickly introduce yourself.
Sure. Thanks, Sarah. And good morning, everyone here. Thanks for joining us early in the morning today. I am a product growth leader at BrowserStack, and I majorly look at all the GTM and marketing activities for our AI initiatives. Um, uh, Again, we hope you have a good session today and you like the session.
Thanks, Kriti.
Over to
Thanks
you,
for that.
Sarah.
Yes, thanks for that. Quickly, I'll just go over the housekeeping items. The session will run for around 45 minutes, 30 minutes of presentation, and we'll have Q&A at the end as well. Please do type in your questions in the Zoom Q&A window. All the participants are muted so that we can engage with all of you without any interruptions. The session is recorded and it will be made available to you towards the end as well. Just to quickly go over the agenda, we will talk about advancements in AI technology over the years, how it is evolving to serve our needs today, how we see the future of testing as it helps us as a teammate as well, and also go over some compliance direction that we believe will be helpful to this webinar. And like I was saying before, we will deal with Q&A as well. With that, Kriti, I'll hand this over to you.
All right. So let's start with doing a quick recap of what's happening in the industry today, right? I'm sure all of your news feeds will be full of articles about AI, right? And there's so much chatter around it. We'll try to do, a structured, try to build a structured view around it, and hope you get to cut some of that clutter. So AI in itself is not actually a new topic, right? It has been there since decades. It started with machine learning, which was actually popular around, had a breakthrough around 1980s, which majorly meant that, for the first time we were able to do programming. We were able to do classification and prediction where it did not need to be programmed, right? Which eventually evolved into deep learning, which was around the 2000s, where scientists could actually mimic some of the human neural networks and work with a lot of unstructured data. And today you see this finally evolved into Gen AI or LLM, right? Which I think all of us are aware of, all of us have heard about. Which is where finally we are able to work with a lot of unstructured data, and for the first time models have the capability of predicting a sentence, predicting what will be the next word coming up in a sentence, right? So AI as a technology has been around for quite some time, in fact, and it has evolved over the time from moving from a rule-based system to something which can work with small subsets of data, and today something which can work with large subsets of unstructured data. Right? But all of this has happened, right? Now, what's next? Right? This, I think, till LLM, till Gen AI, probably all of you know about it, right? What we see the evolution to be happening in the industry today is that we are moving towards making models which are better and better in terms of reasoning skills, which can handle even larger sets of data, higher scale of computation, as well as improved cost efficiency, right? So with these improved reasoning skills, we enter into an era where the models itself or the AI itself can perform tasks end to end, right? Because it can do its own thinking, right? It can do decision making independently, right? Which is where we see the newer AI evolving into, autonomous, conversational, with higher reasoning skills, being able to do more innovation. Um, right. Uh, you may have heard the word agentic AI. So that's nothing other than an AI model which has higher reasoning capabilities and can take its own decisions, right? Um, so agentic AI is something that you would have probably heard or you will hear a lot in the coming days, right? Uh, but with this, while we establish that AI is here, the disruption is happening, but it is very much real, right? And it is happening today, right? When we look at the scale of this, there are already many companies where you'll see that uh, uh, companies are transforming their customer support operations, right? I'm sure if you look through the news, you'll find some quick examples there, right? So this is not something which is going to happen in the future. It's something which is happening right now. The industries are being disrupted right away. But at the same time, I think it's important to emphasize um, that this is a transformation which will go over the next 10 to 20 years, right? Uh, if you think about industrial revolution, it took maybe like 100 years, right? Uh, but with AI, since the pace is much faster, right? It will happen in 10 to 20 years, but we're still in the early stages, right? We're probably in the stage where we are still figuring out how to improve the intelligence of our AI system, right? Once we improve the intelligence, we'll work on improving its speed, we'll work on improving its cost, right? Uh, so while this is happening, it is here. We're still in its early stages, and there's a lot of work that needs to be done in this segment, right? But let's see how does this actually transform into on ground, right? What changes? What kind of changes do we see that will come about, right? Uh, we do think that as AI evolves, as more and more adoption happens, all of our software will become AI first, right? Now, what does that even mean? Yeah. So the way we write software today, it is written by humans and it is made that way. Right? But as the capabilities of AI evolve, a lot of the software will be written in a way which is designed for AI to test. Okay. Our user interfaces will evolve, our graphics will evolve, right? Uh, but among all of this, I think this as we evolve right now, everyone can use ChatGPT. Uh, what will really differentiate good software versus bad software in this AI age will be how well you do the AI engineering, right? Um, Eventually we'll come to a stage where everyone can use AI, right? Everyone can use ChatGPT. Yeah. But how well do you do the engineering behind it is what is going to differentiate, right? Uh, and I think we all keep hearing about this quite often that AI is going to take away the jobs and AI is going to remove testing. Uh, in fact, we believe it's going to be the opposite, right? Uh, as more and more software gets written by AI, we'll need to test more and more of that software, right? Uh, so more software there is, more testing that will need to be, right? So in fact, we believe in the coming ages, there'll be an explosion of software written by AI, right? And as you all know, it'll not be the perfect software, right? Because AI is still learning. So we do believe that with AI into the picture, we'll actually see an explosion in testing happen. Right? Uh, so with that into the picture, uh, let me switch gears, right? Let me talk about what do we see happening in AI with AI in testing, right? Um, so now you see we have been moving from manual testing to automated testing for a while, right? As we moved towards automated testing, we saw improvements in test coverage. We saw cycle time going down, right? Uh, but with AI, we believe that all of this will become, just supercharged, right? It will lead to massive improvements in test coverage. It will just leapfrog that progress, right? And definitely, all of that translates into productivity, right? We believe that you'll be able to do a lot of this testing much faster with much higher accuracy, um, and at the same time save a lot of time and cost, right? Uh, we see it happening right away. I think within the next 1 or 2 years, probably we should be seeing up to 50% improvements in productivity, maybe more, right? Uh, no one knows how much advancement is going to happen. A lot of people are working on it. We are working on it, but definitely it is something which is coming up within the next 1 or 2 years, right? Uh, and how will this happen, right? We have talked a lot about that AI will disrupt. Okay, it will bring changes to how do we do testing today, right? Uh, but let's go a little deeper into how we think that it will bring about those changes, right? Uh, Now, anything that we're building in AI needs to have a future-proof approach, right? And it needs to have uh, a focus on creating real value, right? And we believe real value can come in when you solve use cases at a ground level, right? Uh, we need to be we need to be looking at every job that a tester does, right? Be it writing test cases, be it reporting your test analytics, be it maintaining your automated test, right? Uh, we need to look at every job that a tester is doing today in his day-to-day life. uh, Ask the question that, hey, can AI make this job better, right? Is there a different way of doing this job with AI into the picture, right? And with AI, will it really benefit me, right? Will it improve my accuracy? Will it uh, save cost for me, right? Will it save time for me? Okay. So unless we figure out that way of uh, uh, you know, at a ground level, at an individual task level, how will AI really influence my productivity? I think it'll not create real value, right? Uh, and I think that is where we at BrowserStack have been focused at. We've been trying to look at each and every one of the uh, jobs, each and every one of the line items here, and figuring out where we can apply AI, right? Uh, for example, let's say uh, today you do requirement analysis. Uh, it can take up to hours or days, right? With AI, we are able to do it in minutes, right? Let's say maintaining test cases, right? It can be a huge hassle, right? If you have UI changes plugging in, or if you have other sort of graph changes coming in. Uh, can AI do it? Yes, I think with healing into the picture, you can automate the whole process altogether, right? You don't need to do any maintenance. Right? So those are just some examples of where AI can change your day-to-day productivity. But we see there are a lot more cases where that can happen. Now, let's go a step deeper, right? Uh, so we just talked about how for every job AI can make a difference, right? But where will we as humans sit into the picture, right? Um, and how will this workflow look like? So the way we think that this workflow will work is a human will basically be configuring the entire context and the testing environment, right? We'll be feeding in all of the context of our application from a PRD. It can be from a test suite. It can be the user stories. And the agents will be executing the task, executing the testing autonomous, right? But once this autonomous testing is completed, the verification has to happen through us, right? Through a human sitting in the picture, right? Uh, Humans will review the outcome at each step, and will provide feedback to train the model, right? So we believe that while AI will change the way we do testing, the role of testers will become to drive strategy and configuring and overseeing the system, right? So after the tests are executed, uh, our role will shift from hands-on testing to a more supervisory and analytical capacity, right? And to ensure that AI is delivering what we wanted to deliver, right? Uh, so yes, with AI, I think the role of humans will change, uh, but it'll be more of using AI as a teammate, right? And that is where I think we'll be able to save a lot of time and cost. Okay. I'll hand it over to Saram to take us through the next section.
Thank you so much, Kriti. First of all, thanks for that. Thanks for the evolution. Thanks for taking us through the evolution of AI as such. We just quickly wanted to give you a teaser of what we are doing at BrowserStack as well, right? Like every other SaaS company, like every other technology company, we are also investing heavily in AI, and few of our features are already live. Just wanted to give an overview of two of the features that we've put heavy bets on. The first one is in test case management tool itself, where based on requirements, based on the requirements that the user can feed in, test management can give you detailed test cases based on scenarios. It could be a login functionality, a sign up functionality, or even to the extent deeper workflows such as adding something to your own cart. On this, we have benchmarked it against tools available in the market. We have even modeled, we have used several models inside BrowserStack and tried to fit it to testing context given our expertise in the domain. We have seen 90% faster AI-driven test cases, and the accuracy has already reached above 90%, and we are constantly working on bringing it up, and we are benchmarking it against both our internal QA teams as well as those available on those reports that are available on the internet. Another feature that we have been working on is self-healing, where we are preventing build failures that occur due to subtle UI changes when you are performing automation testing. Here we have seen at least 40% fewer build failures over a sprint's duration in the test execution cycle. And we want to continue investing. We've been doing it for over a year now, and this will go on constantly. That is one of our key metrics that we want to move as well. If you do want to know more about this, we would definitely encourage you to reach out to us, reach out to our sales team so that you can see a demo of these features and those that are in the pipeline as well, and get to know more about those in the pipeline as well. We want to talk about compliance and something that's really important for AI companies, right? Whenever we mention AI, not just you as a company, but you as an individual, when you hear about AI, one of the first things that comes to your mind is privacy, if your data is protected or not. We will move on to the next slide. We believe after our research, there are three tenets that we build our AI features on. The first one being data privacy and security, like I was saying before. The first question that was asked by our customers when we were starting out on our AI journey was whether or not their data was private. So how BrowserStack AI is built is your data as a user is only used to generate output for you. Uh, as long as the user data is used as a context for that particular user's output, we believe that it is in a controlled environment where there is no crossover that happens, because of which our certainly we do not want to use any other user's data to train our models. That is not something we believe in, because there is a lot of sensitive PII data, account related data that comes into that the user stores with BrowserStack, and we do not want to share that with anybody else. This is a very tight rule that we have started out with uh, in the beginning itself. So your data's privacy and security is first and foremost to us. The next principle that we stick to is control over data. What we mean by this is the user has complete agency on whether or not they want to use the AI features in BrowserStack. This is if you are setting out to build your own AI features as well, this is something that is asked of. If you want to opt out of those AI features, if you do not want to if you do not want to engage with models at this time, you are in control of your data at all times. You have to be able to decide when and where you use your AI. So if you want to say, BrowserStack, I don't want to use your AI features, you can do that. The third and one of the most important points over here is transparency and accountability. I also like to call it explainability. As a company that is making AI features, blending AI features into their workflows, they should be able to explain how that feature is working, how the data is being used to produce the best output for you inside your own user walls, right? The transparency on what models we're using, how the data flows between these components. We do have, we did document those in our terms. In your chat box, you will see the terms and conditions link as well. These are mainly the three tenets that we want to work on. Compliance is very important. Security is very important when we build AI features.
Also, everyone, please feel free to drop in your questions in the chat. Uh, we are more than happy to help you through your queries.
Okay, we have one question that is, if there's a demo plan to showcase removing duplicate test cases, you can reach out to our sales team. We have demos planned as and when we receive queries for this. As part of this session, it is a little bit out of scope, but do follow BrowserStack and also reach out to us uh, for any particular demos of features. What are some AI models built or used in testing? Nidhi, if you could just give me 1 second, I will drop in the URL where it details all the features, all the models that we use in BrowserStack. You can refer to that and ask your questions on that as well. The link is in the chat.
There's another question that I see. How can we get more details of the product and training part? Uh, I assume you're asking about how do we at BrowserStack train our product and the models. Again, we'll share some links in the chat here, but our team can definitely help you understand how all of this training part is being handled. You can find it in our terms and services as well. So I'll recommend you get in touch with our team and they'll be able to take you through the whole process in detail.
There is a question on whether or not pricing will change going forward or will it remain the same. This is an evolving problem. For now, we intend to keep the pricing the same. We don't want to charge extra for you using our AI models. So you can go ahead and you use whichever AI features we have already sent live for no extra charge at this moment. If there is a pricing change on any of our offerings, we will communicate it to you. We have, this is a good question. We have AI tools like GitHub Copilot and Microsoft Copilot already. What does BrowserStack AI tool bring to the table that is not already covered by these tools? This is an interesting question because we have been asking ourselves the same question, to be honest. The idea of having AI in a very testing specific context is that we can use our expertise and our knowledge in the domain to curate your answers better. We have done an internal benchmarking where we have given the same PRD to both ChatGPT, in fact to Claude as well, and our own test case generator tool, and we found that the accuracy of test cases, accepted test cases, to be above 90% in our case, and hovering around 65 to 70% in existing tools. Of course, it's an evolving problem. I'm sure Copilot and both the Copilots will get better, but I I expect BrowserStack to have an upper hand in this, given the domain expertise that the company has built over the last 13 years.
Yeah, and just to add to what Sairam was just mentioning, I think we've been spending a lot of time internally to figure out, what more can we offer, right? And what ChatGPT or GitHub or any other generic LLM is offering. I think there are two other differences that I can highlight. One is we train our models and give them context for testing specifically. Right? And you might have heard it, or you will hear it in the coming days, that nowadays one of the ways to improve AI accuracy is to train the model on a specific domain knowledge. Right? So when you go to ChatGPT, it is trained on very generic context, right? It does not understand testing as well as our models will, right? Because it has been trained specifically on testing specific knowledge and information. Right? So that influences the quality of output and the relevancy of output the model can give. The second thing is we at BrowserStack, we've been playing around with a lot of models. And in fact, when you use a feature in BrowserStack, it's not just one model which is using, it is actually a combination of AI models which is getting baked into the output, right? So for every use case, there is, behind the scenes, there's a calculation, right? That which models to use, which will give the right output, the most optimal output for this scenario. So if I can loosely use the word, there's sort of an optimization layer, which ensures that the right models are being used to answer that particular use case. And the output that comes out, it is more focused towards or more accounting for testing specific nuances. But yeah, we're happy to help you further on this. You can get in touch with our team, and I'm sure they'll be able to run you through the specifics as well.
On how to start incorporating AI into testing, like we were saying before, of course, there are third-party tools available that where you can curate your own prompts and do it. But we would suggest it would be better if you just check out the BrowserStack AI features first and see if that satisfies your use cases for now. Kriti, there's one question on the same thing about what you were just talking about. It's an extension of it where they're saying they use Gen AI to write test cases, but mostly that testers' previous understanding of the project would be missing in the requirement document for the current feature.
Okay.
So the question is about whether or not that context is missed.
Okay. That's an interesting question. So uh, see, that is where some of the newer AI models come in, which is what I was talking about earlier. That with the newer AI models, their capabilities are far superior in terms of critical reasoning and doing its own independent decision making, right? So it does not necessarily need context on the current problem that you're solving. Right? The AI model in itself has been trained and it has its own, if I can use the term, its own critical thinking that it can do. Right? So whether or not you've given it context on this particular use case that you're solving, uh, it based on its training, based on the previous assignments that it has done, uh, the model can do its own thinking, right? And for your scenario, it can come up with solutions and uh, different scenarios, right? So see that at the core of AI today, the agentic AI that we see today, is its ability to predict and its ability to uh, do critical thinking exercises on its own. Right? So it does not really need to have uh, context on your particular use case in the moment, right? I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, on top of that, we do make sure that the context about your current repository is taken as well as we produce, as we generate test cases for you. We do take context of your existing test case repository to make sure that the edge cases are covered in that.
So I guess we can take maybe one or two more questions. See one question. Uh, what skills should QA start learning to be empowered for conducting AI testing? Um, I think as a QA, or I think in order to use AI, we don't need. I'd say you don't need to be a data scientist. Right? You don't need to uh, learn the specifics of the technology. You don't need to go deeper into the technology. And thanks to a lot of the application layer that we have today, right? I'd say the best way today to learn about AI is to learn by doing. Right? There are many tools in the market. BrowserStack has launched a lot of the AI features. We are launching, we are about to launch a lot more. I think we have already more than 30 agents in development today. Um, so I'd say learn by doing, try out what is already out there, um, and it'll be important to understand, what are the AI's limitations and strengths. Right? As we see today, AI can do a lot, but it also has its limitations. It has its strengths. Right? So it will benefit if you do hit and trial and learn how to take advantage of the strengths, right? Where AI can help you and become, help you do your job faster. There's another question. Are these models shared across multiple companies or are they customized or isolated per organization? Um, so, uh, so if I talk about the model in itself, I think, because at the background, at least for BrowserStack, we are collaborating with Anthropic, Microsoft, Google, right? A couple of a third-party providers, as well as we have our own proprietary solutions for this. So I'm sure some of the technology is common there, but when we say that you're using a feature or an AI agent on BrowserStack, the model is trained only and only on in the BrowserStack environment. Right? So if you feed it, let's say your data, your context, that actually does not that remains private to your environment, right? It does not even get shared with other customers or other people using BrowserStack. Uh, so the technology layer, the base layer, perhaps is common, uh, but when it gets trained by BrowserStack, that then it is not shared with anyone, right? It is a very private environment.
There's one question on whether or not so basically this user, they're using BrowserStack to run tests on mobile devices rather than creating tests within BrowserStack. I think you are using the cross-browser testing device, cross-browser, cross-device testing capabilities of BrowserStack. We do have a product called Test Management. Inside Test Management, we have built these AI capabilities where you can use requirement-based context. Basically, it's natural language to tests. You can start creating tests using AI and previous context that you are giving to the system. So you can start using the test management product. If you want to know more about it, about the pricing and how much you can leverage in the free product itself, please do reach out to us. We are happy to do a POC of the product with you. We can take one last question before we close this, Kriti. Question is, how can you ensure test coverage using AI?
Yeah. See, for test coverage, as in there are two dimensions to it, right? One is how many test cases are you able to cover? How many scenarios are you able to cover? And the second dimension is how many different types of testing you're able to do, right? So AI can definitely help you with the first one, right? Now, as I was speaking earlier, that uh, with its training, with its reasoning abilities, uh, AI is able to think of your edge case scenarios, which we as humans today may not be able to think of, right? Or perhaps which in routine get missed. Right? So with our applications, with our agents internally, what we've seen is that uh, with AI, we are able to improve test coverage by up to 90-95%. We see this increasing further in the future as the models get more and more better. But that has been one of the basics where basic opportunities, right? Where we see AI routinely coming up with, more number of test cases um, and a higher coverage of the edge case scenarios. Um, so that is definitely something which I think the AI today can do, and we expect it to become even better in the future as the models improve.
Thank you so much, Kriti. With that, I think we've reached time. Thank you so much for participating in this webinar. As we also got a few questions asking if this recording will be made available. Definitely it will. Recording will be made available as well as some of the answers that we have, uh, some of the questions that we've answered on the chat box directly as well. Thank you so much for participating in this. We wish you have a very good day and continue engaging with BrowserStack. To reach out to our sales team